Okay, so we're making yakhni pulau today, and I'll show you two separate ingredients, one for the yakhni, which I've got in front of you, and I will show you the ingredients to actually make the masala for the rice separately. So there's two steps. So this is step one. So first of all, what we need is you just need some lamb meat, or you just make sure it's bone. Just make sure you've got bones with it as well. I've got about half a kg of lamb meat, one small onion, half tomato. In the garam masala we have 2 full tablespoons of jeera cumin seeds, 2 full tablespoons of coriander seed. I've also got 4 black peppers and then 2 cloves and 1 inch of cinnamon stick. We need 3 chopped garlics and 1 inch chopped ginger piece. We also need 7 green chilies and 2 teaspoons of salt, and this is just for the yakhni. So let's go ahead and put all this together and then start the yakhni. Okay, so we're going to start making the yakhni now, and we're going to put 6 cups of water. So I've already put 3 in, just going to put another 3 in, so that's 6 cups of water in total. We're also going to add the lamb meat in. Okay, add the 1 small onion and half a tomato, 7 chopped green chilies. Add the 3 chopped garlics and add the inch piece of ginger. Add 2 full tablespoons of cumin seeds, 2 full tablespoons of coriander seeds, 4 black peppercorns and 2 cloves, 1 inch cinnamon stick, and 2 tablespoons of salt. Okay, so now we've put everything into the yakhni. We're going to boil this. I'm going to put it in the pressure cooker for 25 to 30 minutes, just so that the lamb gets nice and soft. And then we'll start on the rice masala, and I'll show you the ingredients for that. So there's actually 2 steps on making yakhni style. So we're just going to put the pressure cooker on. So I forgot to mention, we also need 2 bay leaves. So add the 2 bay leaves in as well. And then just continue to pressurize this for 25 to 30 minutes. Okay. I'm going to put the lid on. Okay, so we're going to release the pressure now, and it's been about 30 minutes. So let's get that sorted. Okay, so once the pressure has gone down, we're going to lift the lid off. We're going to check if the meat has cooked. So just take one out and just check if it is cooked. Yeah, that's cooked nicely. What we're going to do now, we're going to strain the yakhni. We're going to strain all the stock, and then we're going to discard all the dry spices and the onions and tomatoes that we added in. And then we're making we're making 2 cups of rice. So we need 3 cups of yakhni left over for the rice. So let's get started and show you how to do that. Okay, so I've got my bowl, I've got my sieve, so we can sieve all the spices out of the yakhni. So let's get started and do that. Okay, so we're ready to do this now. So we're going to strain all the yakhni, because we're going to use this to boil the rice in. I've also discarded the meat as well. So I've separated the meat, so you're going to keep that to one side. And then you're just going to make sure that's strained, and you need to make sure that you've got 3 cups of yakhni left over. If you do run short, no worries, just add just plain water in up to the 3 cups and you should be fine, but hopefully this should be enough. So just strain this out completely, and we're going to start on the rice now. We're ready to make the rice masala. So for the rice masala, I've got 2 cups of basmati rice. Just soak them for half an hour is enough time. We need 2 medium sized onions, and just make sure that you cut them in like a long shape because they tend to burn a lot easier that way. We need 2 small tomatoes, need half a teaspoon of ginger and garlic paste, need half a teaspoon of red chilli, and half a teaspoon of salt. Be careful with the salt because we also put salt in the yakhni. So taste the yakhni. If you feel as if you need more, then add more salt. So I'm just going to add half a teaspoon. 1 full tablespoon of crushed red chilies, 2 bay leaves, 1 cinnamon stick, 2 cloves, and 2 black peppers, half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. So let's get started and make the rice masala now. Okay, so we're ready to make the rice masala. We're just going to put a little bit of oil in, not too much. We're going to add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and we're just going to allow that to sizzle before we add the onions in. A centimetre of cinnamon stick, 3 black peppercorns and 2 cloves, 2 bay leaves. We're now ready to add the onions. Okay, and then just mix all the ingredients up. And what we're going to do, we're going to cook the onions until like a golden brown colour. This is the only time when you can actually really brown your onions. This is the only dish where you can do it. So the more brown your onions are, the darker your rice will be. So if you do want your rice to be like a darker shade, then by all means burn the onions to a dark brown, but I think a light brown is enough to get a really nice shade on your rice. So just continue to stir this. And then I'll let you know what the next step is. Okay, so it's been about 3-4 minutes. We do want the onions to go a bit more darker than what it is at the moment, but I'm just going to add half a teaspoon of ginger and garlic paste, and I'm just going to stir that in. And then just continue to further this until the onions are slightly more darker. So the darker, as I said, the darker the onions, the darker the colour of the rice will be. It can take about 10 minutes to really get colour on these onions and get them into a darker shade. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes, and as you can see, the onions have nicely browned. As I said, if you do want it darker, if you want the rice colour to be darker, then by all means go ahead and burn them even more. But I think that should be fine. What we're going to do now, we're going to add the tomatoes in. So we're going to add 2 tomatoes. With the tomatoes, we're also gonna add half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of red chilli. We're also gonna add half a teaspoon of crushed chilies. We're just gonna cook this now until the tomatoes slightly soften. So just continue to cook this on medium heat until the tomatoes soften, and then we'll add the meat in. Okay, as you can see, the rice masala is now nearly done, and you can see the tomatoes have now disappeared. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add the meat in that we took out the yakhni, and we're just going to cook this for about further 5 minutes. So just cook this for another 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm now drained the rice. I'm just going to add the rice in. We're just going to gently stir this in, not too much because you don't want to break the rice, just very gently, just lift and then turn, and then lift and turn, and then just do it again, lift and turn. So we're not going in there and proper stirring it, just very gently because you don't want to break the rice. Just mix that in, and once you've mixed it all in, we're just going to add the yakhni in. So I'll show you that as well. I've measured out exactly 3 cups of yakhni that we made earlier, so I'm just going to add that in as well. And we're just going to allow that to boil. One way to check to make sure that you put enough water ratio to rice is if you just get your little finger and then just put it in before you start boiling it, and the water should be about there, just above the rice, and that's how you know that you've put enough water in. Okay, so as you can see, the liquid's all evaporated. What we're going to do now is I'm going to put a pan underneath, and on really low heat. I'm going to cover this with foil and put the lid on, and I'm going to leave it for 15 minutes or until the rice is fully cooked. So let's go ahead and do that. So it's foiled and covered, and we're just going to leave that for 10 minutes on really low heat. Just make sure you put like a pan, if you've got like a chapati pan, just put that underneath. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes now, so I'm just going to check up on the rice just to make sure that it's done. Let's just put that to the side. As you can see, the rice is now ready. See? Okay, so I thought I'll quickly show you how to make yogurt raita to put on top of the rice. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get normal natural yogurt, and we're just going to put 3 tablespoons because I'm only making a little bit. Okay, so we're just going to put 3 full tablespoons. Just make sure you're doing full. What we're going to do then is I've chopped half an onion very finely into little cubes. Add that in. And then also I've chopped 2 inches off a cucumber. I've chopped very finely. Add that in as well. What we're going to do, we're just going to mix this all in. Just make sure you mix it in. We're also going to add just a pinch of salt, not too much, just a pinch. And we're also going to add a pinch of pepper. Also what we're going to do is I've just got this mint sauce. You can get any mint sauce that you want. I'm just going to put a teaspoon of mint sauce in. So just a teaspoon. And then we're just going to mix that in. Once you've mixed everything in, what we're going to do is we're going to add milk in, just a little bit at a time, just to adjust the consistency. Okay, we're just going to add a little bit of milk in, just a little bit at a time, don't add too much in. Once you've done that, just stir this in. You can make it thin or thick as you like. I'm just going to add a bit more milk in, just add a little bit at a time. And then just continue to stir this. Okay, so in total I've added 2 tablespoons of milk in total, and this is the consistency. If you like it more thick, just put less milk in. If you like it a bit more runnier, then by all means put milk in. You can add water in as well, but I just prefer to add milk. So it's your own choice. So the raita is now done, and I'm just gonna lay everything out now. Okay, so the lamb pulau is now ready, and it's now ready to serve. So as you can see,